The greatest puppet in the world, Donald Trump, is currently alerting people to the possibility of a black swan occurrence. Trump just shared this. Pay close attention to the final two phrases. Would someone kindly let Jerome Powell know how seriously he is harming the housing sector? Because of him, people are unable to obtain a mortgage. Every indication points to a significant rate drop, and there is no inflation. Too late is a complete failure. I'm not sure why Trump claims that inflation doesn't exist. I believe he is attempting to portray the opposing side character. Both the antagonist and the protagonist make statements that contradict each other, and Trump claims that there is no inflation. We have seen a sudden and unexpected increase in inflation. I find it strange now. Well, I'm positive that a recession is on the horizon, but I find it odd that Donald Trump is publicly stating this while no one is paying attention. No one is listening. It was too late when he first appointed Fed Chief Jerome Powell. It's too late when he telephones Jerome Powell, quote unquote. What does it mean to be too late at something? I take it you weren't ready. In order to lead a black swan occurrence, Jerome Powell was expected to lower rates. He is waiting for the catalyst, which is why he isn't doing anything. Then it will be too late, isn't it? When the black swan occurs, everything falls apart, so he will begin reducing rates. Alright, so the trigger has already occurred after the cut, and this is the most significant of them all. All indications lead to a significant rate reduction. Significant rate reduction, correct. They often use 25 basis points when you want to cut, right? The typical cutting process, I believe, is every other month. However, if there is a significant cut that only occurs during a black zone event, like 2020, for instance, a large reduction, major multiple rate cuts will occur. Being too late is disastrous. Because of this chart, which is known as the volatility S&P 500 index, we will be able to predict exactly what will happen or when this black zone will enter. When we see this chart rise like it did before, guys, there were two instances where everything suddenly vanished overnight, as seen in very clear example number. Let's go on to Bitcoin on August 5th, followed by March 31st. August 5th leads us to the location where August 5th to August 25th should be. Look at this candle right here, which represents August 5th. As a result of that volatility, the S&P 500 volatility index spiked upward, and thereafter from the end of February to essentially April, as well as from the end of February to essentially April in 2025. Take note of the fact that the volatility peaked during this entire time. Alright, so this is the same thing that pointed to XRP, right? There was a lot of dumping. Given that he is yelling at the Fed to make cuts, even if they aren't, Donald Trump is well aware that a recession is imminent and that it will likely be a black zone event shortly. And a black zone event is the only way to significantly reduce inflation and perhaps even reach deflation, isn't that right? That's what has been taking place. It's the simplest playbook, then, and how are we going to know? Let's move on to the 2-week chart now. Take a look. This is the definition of a textbook divergence. Additionally, when these spikes, such as the R side you see above, reach overbought, you should invest heavily in XRP, Bitcoin, ETH, or any other asset you choose. It doesn't matter which one it is. Correct. Therefore, if you haven't already, you should go all in the next time this product rises like this and then falls again because of money printing. Alright, but how can we tell when the next black swan will appear? Not too long, I believe. It's because, keep in mind, everything else is most likely dumping heavily when this spikes. It will likely take some time to play out because this is on the 2-weekly schedule. It should occur in the upcoming months, in my opinion. Turn to point A and allow me to zoom in on the RSI. Take a look at this. Okay, pivot. Below this line is RSI. This pivot is beneath it. Correct. Take a look at that. However, the price remains above this pivot. Alright, what is it? The divergence is positive, or a variation of that, correct. It is bullish in either case. When does this confirm? The pivot is precisely here, when this signals that it's done. Even if we switch to the standard candles, but you notice that the RSI has already dropped below this pivot, don't you? The RSI momentum is below that pivot, but the price is above it. That divergence is bullish. Guys, once more, this is really frightening. Well, it really is. We must then expect that XRP will rise further so that we can sell, correct? But you folks don't find this hilarious. Trading is not what I'm here for. Is it trading or trades? However, once more, the moment is not yet, but I believe it will come, people. Which connects to this Trump was explicit, because an ACS must roll over $9.5 trillion in short-term debt. He wants rates to drop to 1%. That's for this autumn. An economic crisis is necessary for rates to enter a second wave decline. He informed you of the impending event. Hello Trump, have you forgotten your part? Let's move quickly to realize your prophecy. that everything will collapse. Guys, it's all on him. He is in fact a trigger. Thus they still have a long way to go. Furthermore, I believe that it is blatantly bad, but not nearly as incompetent as his choice to remove interest rates, as they should have done so, just as they shouldn't have removed a cap. It costs us $360 billion per point. That $360 billion for 1 point is what you're thinking, and to continue heaping on top of one another. We're overcoming it though, and our economy is perhaps the best we've ever had. However, not in a timely manner. That will be the worst. Alright, because the Fed and he will be held accountable for everything. They are all conspiring against one another. All of them are conspiring against one another. Don't be duped by this. He is aware of what is coming. That's why he subtly states that Jerome Powell was called after the fact, as well as the fact that he is shouting so loudly that Cook needs to quit right away. He is disparaging all Fed employees. According to Dinesh's Department of Justice, it has been referred to conduct a federal criminal investigation into Fed Governor Cook and is treating the matter seriously. He wants them all to step down. Correct. However, they refuse to move. Until the black zone appears, the Fed will not change its stance. They might as well move quickly. I want to watch everything burn. I want the whole world to burn. Most Fed members believe that the risks of inflation are greater than those of employment. This is the Fed Minute's most crucial piece of information. In other words, inflation concerns are greater than employment threats, and Fed members are aware of this. Employment doesn't matter to them. Remember, let's look at the employment statistics chart to see where it was when this spiked and the recession hit. This very moment. Do any of you see what I see? Okay, unemployment statistics. Slowly. This situation seems to be gaining pace, don't you think? It will most likely pop. That's what I believe will occur. Let's go on to longer time periods, like monthly. Take a look at it, shall we? That divergence was bullish. Do you guys notice that? Price lower than there, pivot here, pivot there. That's 3 months, 6 months. Alright. Another bullish divergence is that, yes, it's on the 6-month mark. Therefore, it will most likely occur shortly. It will cause unemployment to rise, which indicates a recession, which indicates a black zone event has occurred, and thus the Fed will implement significant emergency rate cuts. For them cutting in September, the odds are currently 80-20. They are absolutely certain to wait for a black swan event to bring everything to an end before cutting if they don't cut in September. But what exactly is this black swan that might be approaching, you ask? Trump is securing Washington and the financial districts from the finance lot because he is aware of what is about to happen. It was only today that I realized this. As many people oppose Trump's authoritarian approach, National Guard troops can be seen in Washington, D.C. Hold on, what? What's happening here then? A day after President Donald Trump ordered the deployment of the state National Guard troops to Washington, D.C., and took over the city's police department, because he claimed violent crime was out of control, the troops started to show up on the streets of the city. Whoa. Trump invoked the National Guards because he said, we need to bring these troops to Washington, D.C., because there are a lot of illegal things happening, right, and it's not safe for society. Alright, now, however, the finance community is claiming that Trump doesn't care since he is aware of what is likely to happen, and that there will be a great deal of social unrest. The National Guard will then likely calm everyone down, correct? Guys, this is fascinating. According to officials, 500 federal law enforcement officers and 800 National Guard soldiers are anticipated to be sent in. What justification will they offer for this recession then? What justification will Trump offer? We have faith that you will keep your word. Since you are only a puppet, we are aware. However, we desire the collapse so that more people can rise, so move quickly. No, I'll get ready. I need advice. Orpheus Mises, what is this? See you.